Something serious about your sister. Soon she will be at the heart of a situation you cannot ignore. This isn't just coincidence. It's a divine signal urging you to stay alert because a shift is approaching that will deeply affect your relationship with her. You're receiving this message ahead of time so you can see what others might miss and prepare for what's coming. A third person is about to enter the picture, not with good intentions, but with a hidden agenda that could unravel the harmony you and your sister once shared. Their involvement isn't accidental. It's rooted in deep jealousy and the desire to cause emotional separation. This person's presence will be subtle at first, but their motives are powerful. Jealousy can make people twist truth, manipulate perceptions, and quietly sow mistrust. They're not trying to heal or support. They want to be the wedge that drives a fracture between two people who care deeply for one another. The divine is urging you to stay alert, watch for the signs, and be cautious with what you hear and how you respond. This individual may appear helpful, but their energy carries disruption. They may whisper doubts, shift your sister's perspective, and frame situations in ways that stir suspicion and distance. What once was an unshakable bond could start to feel uncertain and fragile, not because of anything you did, but because of the poison being introduced slowly into the relationship. The warning you're receiving is a sacred gift, not one of fear, but of preparation. It's not about reacting in anger or suspicion, but about observing, listening, and understanding that not every voice has your relationship's best interests at heart. The divine sees the cracks forming before they become visible to you. This is not just a test. It's a moment of spiritual awakening, where you are being called to stand strong in love, patience, and wisdom. The actions of this third person will become more deliberate. Their comments might be dressed in concern, but underneath lies an effort to control, to divide, and to displace the trust you and your sister share. Your sister may start questioning things she never questioned before. She may seem distant, confused, or conflicted. But know that this confusion is not her fault. It's the result of influence from someone whose jealousy has blinded their heart. You're being asked to recognize the manipulation without feeding into it, to protect the connection without forcing confrontation. By understanding the true source of the discord, you can shift the energy. This is about spiritual clarity, emotional intelligence, and the strength of unconditional love. While you may not be able to stop this person from speaking or acting, you can control how you respond and how you nurture your sister through this. Trust that the divine is not passive in this moment. There is a spiritual force working tirelessly behind the scenes to illuminate the truth, expose falsehoods, and neutralize the manipulative energy threatening your bond. The divine promises intervention, not in grand spectacle, but in the quiet realignments of the heart. Your sister will begin to see through the fog. She'll sense what's off, question the negativity, and slowly return to the clarity she once had about your relationship. The negative seeds planted will not flourish, because truth cannot be hidden forever. You may feel tested, pushed, or even helpless as this situation unfolds, but remember, this challenge was seen before it began, and the way through it is being made ready for you. Don't be consumed by fear, lean into your faith, your love, and the belief that no outside force can truly sever what is divinely protected. As the third person's influence fades, your sister will awaken from the confusion and return with eyes opened and heart grounded. The divine will clear away what doesn't belong. The manipulation will weaken, the lies will crumble, and what remains is the truth, the unbreakable love between you and your sister. What has been shaken will be steadied. What was cloudy will become clear. Your relationship, once tested by this interference, will emerge even stronger, forged by the fires of spiritual endurance. The divine's intervention is not just protection, it is a promise of restoration. As healing flows back into the bond, you'll both begin to rediscover each other with more understanding, more compassion, and deeper loyalty. What was meant to break you will only make your connection stronger. And in time, this chapter will be one of testimony, not of pain, but of resilience, faith, and the power of divine timing. Hold on to the light, to hope, and to each other. Let your actions reflect love, your words speak peace, and your spirit remain open to the truth. This message has come to you now for a reason. Stay ready. Stay grounded. Something sacred is being protected, and in the end, the divine will always have the final word. The divine will always have the final word, and that word is truth. It is unwavering, unmoved by deception, and fully rooted in love. Even though the trials you're facing may feel heavy and unjust, know this: you are walking through a season of divine refinement, not destruction. The tension, the emotional strain, the strange energy between you and your sister, these are symptoms of the spiritual battle taking place. What's happening isn't about simple misunderstandings or accidental conflict. It's the result of an orchestrated effort, spiritual in origin, designed to divide what was divinely united. But nothing formed against your bond will ultimately prevail. The divine is not only aware, it is involved. At this very moment, subtle shifts are taking place in unseen realms. The lies whispered into your sister's heart are beginning to lose their grip. The veil that was draped over her eyes, clouding her ability to see your intentions clearly, is beginning to lift. But healing is a process. And during this time, you must not only stand in love but also walk in patience. Your sister may still waver. She may not immediately return to the openness and trust that once flowed so naturally between you. That's okay. This isn't about rushing the process but respecting the spiritual timing at play. You have been chosen to be a vessel of peace and clarity, even when confusion surrounds you. And in choosing to respond with grace instead of retaliation, you become a living reflection of divine love. That love is powerful, it's magnetic. It calls truth to the surface. It disarms manipulation. It brings light to darkened places. And it gives your sister the safe space she needs to find her way back not just to you, but to her own clarity. The person who inserted themselves between you and your sister did so with intent. But their influence is weakening. Their energy, once cunning and hidden, is now being revealed. They are losing the power they once held because divine justice is non-negotiable. It doesn't act on impulse, but on sacred timing. The divine is slowly peeling back layers of deception, revealing not only what's been said or done in darkness, but why. This third person has operated from a place of emptiness. Their envy was not born overnight, it has been building, fueled by a deep sense of lack and insecurity. And because they lacked what you and your sister had, they sought to destroy it. But envy can never take what love freely gives. What you and your sister share was never theirs to break. As this divine unveiling unfolds, the truth will become undeniable. Your sister will start recognizing the patterns. Words that once seemed caring will suddenly feel manipulative. Actions that once appeared helpful will be revealed as self-serving. And with each revelation, her spirit will begin returning to alignment with the love you've always offered. The fog is lifting. But even as it does, your role is not to say, "I told you so," or to celebrate the downfall of the one who interfered. Your role is to remain a sanctuary, forgiveness in your heart, peace in your tone, love in your every step. Because divine intervention isn't just about exposing what's wrong, it's about restoring what's right. Restoration is coming. Slowly at first, then all at once. The tension will soften. The awkward silences will turn to meaningful conversation. And the unspoken doubts will begin to dissolve as your sister feels the safety of your presence again. She'll remember the truth, not the twisted version she was fed, but the truth of your loyalty, your history, your unconditional love. And when she does, a new chapter will begin, not a return to the past, but a deeper, more fortified bond built from fire-tested faith. But be mindful, the manipulator may not leave quietly. They may double down, sensing that their influence is slipping. They may act out, stir new drama, or try to reinsert themselves by exploiting fresh vulnerabilities. Stay vigilant, not paranoid, but wise. You've already seen what they're capable of. Now you know what to look for. And more importantly, you're no longer alone in the battle. Divine hands are guarding the path forward. Every attempt to pull you and your sister apart will now be countered by a higher force working to bring you back together. You may also begin to see changes in yourself. This experience, though painful, has awakened something within you. A deeper intuition. A stronger emotional resilience. A clearer understanding of spiritual warfare and interpersonal dynamics. You're not just walking through this storm, you're being transformed by it. The hurt, the confusion, the waiting, it's all becoming part of your growth. And the wisdom you're gaining will serve not only this relationship but others in your life. Because once you've seen manipulation up close, once you've endured emotional betrayal and still chosen to stand in love, you become unshakable. There's a new strength rising in you, and it's not loud or boastful. It's quiet, solid, deep. The kind of strength that speaks truth even when it trembles. The kind that loves even when it's been wounded. The kind that remains soft without becoming weak. This is what divine trials do. They carve character into your soul and prepare you for a greater calling. Your experience may one day help someone else facing similar confusion. You'll be the one to say, "I've been there. I understand. And it will get better." Because it will get better. Soon, you and your sister will talk. Not just surface words, but heart-level truth. And as you speak, the weight of everything unsaid will begin to lift. There may be tears. There may be apologies. There may even be long moments of silence as you both sit with the magnitude of what you've endured. But through it all, love will be present. Not the naive kind, but the sacred, unbreakable kind that has weathered storms and emerged even more whole. And you'll look at her, not as the sister who doubted you, but as the soul who found her way back despite every obstacle thrown her way. And when that moment comes, you'll understand why you had to go through this. Why the divine allowed the interference. Why the battle was permitted. Because what you're building now is not just a restored relationship, it's a spiritual covenant, one rooted not just in blood, but in tested loyalty and divinely guided truth. What you've rebuilt will not be easily shaken again. The third person will fade from relevance. Their power will dissolve, and their influence will wane. They will either move on or be transformed by the same light that exposed their intent. That part of the story is not yours to control. What matters now is what you carry forward, a deeper bond with your sister, a wiser heart, and a stronger connection to the divine. So walk forward without fear. Let faith be your compass, love be your guide, and patience be your shield. The worst is behind you. The healing is here. The blessing is already unfolding. Something sacred has survived, and because it survived, it will now thrive. You are entering a season of renewed closeness, of joyful understanding, of mutual respect. And as that bond grows, so too will your light. You are not alone in this. You have never been. And the divine, in all wisdom and grace, has already declared victory over this chapter. Walk in that truth. Stand in that power. And know, what the enemy meant for harm, heaven has already turned for good. Type Amen if your heart agrees. And may the next part of your journey be filled with peace, understanding, and unshakable love. You see, the divine never allows a storm without a purpose. What feels like chaos is often a sacred rearrangement. While your heart may have been tested, and your trust bruised, it was never meant to break you, it was meant to awaken you. You're being elevated, spiritually matured, and positioned for something greater. This was never just about a fight between sisters. It was about exposing what was hidden, healing what was fragile, and strengthening what was sacred. The enemy never attacks what isn't valuable. And your relationship with your sister? It's a target precisely because of the love and legacy you both carry. That bond is generational. That love is spiritual. And that connection is protected. Now comes the season of restoration. But understand, restoration doesn't mean returning to what was, it means stepping into what's better. Wiser communication. Clearer boundaries. deeper empathy. The wounds inflicted by manipulation will not only be healed, they will become proof of the resilience you carry. The trust that was shaken will be rebuilt stronger, layer by layer, until it becomes something unbreakable. The divine is not just piecing things back together, it's crafting something new from the fragments. A new version of your relationship, born from adversity but destined for greatness. And there's more. This situation is a mirror. As you and your sister find your way back to each other, the healing that occurs between you will ripple outward. Other relationships in your life, once strained, silenced, or subtly scarred, will also begin to shift. Healing is contagious. And the clarity you've received here will become your compass in all your connections. You'll notice the red flags faster. You'll trust your intuition more deeply. You'll guard your peace without guilt. And most importantly, you'll know how to love without losing yourself. The divine is not only restoring your sisterhood, it's restoring you. Your peace, your voice, your sense of worth. You are being reminded of who you are, a light bearer, a peacemaker, a warrior of faith cloaked in compassion. You are not weak for feeling deeply. You are powerful because your love endures. And while others may try to twist your intentions, your spirit remains unshaken. You're not who you were before this began. You're wiser, stronger, more discerning. You're not easily manipulated anymore because now you understand the tactics, the emotional traps, and the way energy moves. That's the power of spiritual awakening. It doesn't just change your perspective, it rewires your entire emotional landscape. Soon, the divine will show you the full picture. You'll see exactly how everything unfolded for a reason. The confusion, the pain, the moments of silence, it was all preparing you for clarity. Nothing was wasted. Not a tear. Not a prayer. Not a sleepless night. Every moment was part of your elevation. Your story will not be one of division, but of redemption. The narrative is shifting even now, and the final chapter is being written in peace, not pain. As this transformation continues, stay in alignment. Keep your heart soft, but your spirit strong. Don't be drawn into unnecessary battles. Don't allow bitterness to take root. Instead, walk in the energy of healing. Speak words that uplift. Protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. And know that your actions are being guided. Even the words you choose, the moments you hold back, the times you offer grace, these are not small things. They are divine instruments of restoration. There will be a moment, not far from now, when your sister looks at you with new eyes. Eyes that have seen the truth, felt the shift, and recognized your unwavering love. That moment will be quiet, but powerful. It may happen in the middle of an ordinary conversation, or during a moment of unexpected vulnerability. But when it comes, you'll know. Something inside you will whisper, "This is the breakthrough." And from that moment on, the distance will begin to close, naturally, steadily, divinely. Even if your sister never speaks all the words you long to hear, even if the apologies are unspoken, your heart will feel the shift. The energy between you will soften. The space that once held tension will be filled with mutual understanding. And the scars left behind will not be painful reminders, but holy markings of a love that survived. Let this be your reminder: no force of darkness, no manipulation, no third-party interference is greater than divine truth. What is meant for healing will be healed. What is rooted in love will not be destroyed. And what the divine has blessed, no one can truly curse. Your story is still unfolding. And the pages ahead are filled with restoration, renewal, and radiant peace. So hold your head high, not in pride, but in sacred assurance. You are not lost. You are not forsaken. You are divinely held, divinely guided, and divinely restored. Everything you need to walk through this season is already within you. The wisdom, the grace, the strength. You're not walking blind, you're walking by faith. And faith will always lead you to peace. The same divine power that whispered this warning to you is now working to turn everything around. The same source that revealed the hidden danger is now building the bridge back to unity. Trust in that process. Don't rush it. Don't force it. Let the healing unfold the way the divine intended, layer by layer, heart to heart, moment by moment. You are in the middle of a sacred transformation. And by the time it's complete, you'll not only have your sister back, you'll have a stronger version of yourself too. One who walks in truth. One who knows her worth. One who can see clearly and love deeply without losing her center. This is more than a message. It's a sacred confirmation. You are seen. You are supported. And you are exactly where you need to be. Stay grounded. Stay hopeful. Stay open. Because the next chapter is being written in light. And you, dear soul, are about to walk into a season where the love that was nearly lost becomes the love that changed everything. Type Amen if your spirit aligns with this message. You are ready. Your heart is ready. And the healing is already in motion.